Oh, it's recording.
Hello, I'm Tanya.
And I'm Anthony.
And this is Karma's a Stitch. Welcome. It is nice to be here, and I'm super excited to share what I've been working on. It is July. I cannot believe it's July. We have had a very busy couple of weeks. If you're new here, welcome. We do start each of our episodes with a scripture, which I'll put right at the bottom, and then at the end of the episode, I will put the entire scripture for you to read if you choose to. So the scripture for this episode
is 1 Thessalonians 5:16.
So I will put that at the end of the episode.
I know I always say this, but
it's a really good scripture.
It is a really good one.
It is. So we are a mother-son group of knitters. Anthony actually has been helping me out at my house quite a bit lately, and I have noticed, is knitting a bit more these days.
I have, yeah.
So that's super exciting. I did get a request from one of our viewers for me to talk a little bit about my crochet and how long I've been doing it and a little bit of history with that. So
You've been doing a lot of that lately.
The crochet, I have been. That comment kind of ignited a little something with me. So anyway, we have been gone 2 weeks. Last week, I thought we were gonna get to record an episode, and we had gone on a road trip, and we were back in town for 2 days, and then we went on another road trip for the 4th of July holiday, which I love to celebrate with family. So we didn't have time in that 2 days to get an episode recorded, but that does not mean we haven't been working on things. So everything that you need to know as far as projects that we talk about will be listed in the description box below. All of the ways that you can get in touch with us will also be in the description box below. And there was something else I wanted to start doing with this episode, and I haven't talked to you about it yet.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay, so you remember when we had the cafe in Alaska?
Yes.
And there were tip jars.
Yes.
And it was dogs versus cats.
Yeah, you pick.
And people could put their tips in
trucks
dogs
versus cars.
Yes.
Or,
yep. And then at the end of the day,
like DC versus Marvel.
Yep.
The comics.
So and then at the end of the day, you know, we would see that dogs obviously had more money in the tip jar. And so the dogs were the winner for the day, and we would post that the next day with the next comparison. Jennifer Aniston versus Angelina Jolie. So I am going to have one of those at the end of this episode also.
Nice.
And some of them will be fiber related, some of them not.
Yeah, I won't get the fiber related ones.
You would. Knitting?
I would.
Are you a knitter or crocheter?
Oh, that, okay. I thought you meant like just knitting and then about the fibers. And,
no.
Yeah, I wouldn't really
Knitting versus crochet. We'll make that today's episode.
Okay.
Knitting, crochet.
I obviously would pick knitting.
And if you do both, if you had to put your vote in one or the other, where would you place it? I think for me, it would depend on time of year.
Or your mood.
Absolutely my mood.
Yeah, because you have been like knitting, but then whenever that person commented, and you're just like, I think I'm gonna knit, and so it just matters on your mood
and sometimes my mental capacity.
Yeah.
Like if I have a knitting project where I can just go round and round and round, that's definitely gonna take precedence over something where I have to think about a pattern. So anyway, new stuff. Do you have any new stuff, new acquisitions this week? you know, having Alex this whole month, I haven't been to the knit shop but once, I think. And so I don't have anything new.
I don't think. I mean,
I did purchase something new.
Yes.
But I haven't received it yet.
I don't think that I have anything new.
You want me to tell you what I purchased?
What'd you buy?
An advent calendar.
Oh, shocking.
Well, it's that time of year.
Oh,
you gotta get them.
Christmas in July?
No, for December. Yeah, dyers, indie dyers are putting out what their inspiration's gonna be. They only are gonna have so many, and you gotta order them now so that they can dye all of that yarn for all of their advents. It's a lot of work, I can only imagine. A lot of work to put advent calendars together.
Yeah.
And
she is so cute.
Yeah, I'll see. Let's see. I'm gonna move the camera and I might clip it out right here. Anthony's dog here is visiting.
A Newfoundland.
So we're gonna see if we can move this and you guys can see her. Miracle. There's the pretty girl. There she is. Hi, honey.
Such a good girl, babies.
Yeah. So how old is Miracle, Anthony?
She is about, she will turn 9 in November.
Yeah.
And I've had her since she was
10 weeks old.
Yeah, I've had her since she was 2 or 3 months old.
10 weeks would have been 2.5 months.
Yes.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We.
I got
come
pictures.
Here. Come here.
She's like, "Where's my bowl?"
Right. Come.
I have a picture of the very first time I held her, and I was looking down at her. She was looking right up at me, and yeah, you're such a good girl. Yes, you are.
So we got Miracle. That's her name, is Miracle. We got her for Anthony right after his accident, and she's just been perfect. But anyway, sorry for the panting. She's a big panter, and it's 94 degrees out today.
Yeah.
So thank goodness we have air conditioning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I have purchased my advents because it is a lot of work for dyers to build these advents and put all the things together and get them shipped out in time for folks to have them by December 1. So I have made the purchase. And go ahead.
94 degrees Fahrenheit is 34 degrees Celsius.
There you go.
It's toasty. I went outside to get do my Bible study, and
Miracle's bumping the tripod.
Yep. And my tootsies were burning from the concrete.
Yeah, it's warm out.
The patio that we had, or that we have. And
yeah, it's warm out.
It's nice and toasty.
So, yeah, I have made that purchase, but I'm ready to talk about whips.
Whips?
Yeah, you want to talk about whip? You want me to talk first?
You.
Okay.
You know how it goes.
I'm just wondering, one day I'm not going to ask and you're going to be like, I wanted to switch it up this week.
Nope. Nope.
So, the first project I'm going to talk about is called the VeloCore. And it is a project that I had found on a friend of mine's favorites page. Let's see. I know I've shown this before. There you go.
Really put it up in their face.
Can I see it?
Yeah, I mean.
Is it in there?
Yeah.
Perfect. So that is the VeloCore. I am using Blue Savannah. It's a merino wool and silk blend. and I love how it's turning out. I love the colors. I've gotten, it doesn't seem like I've gotten very far, but I feel like I have. So this is my progress so far. Isn't that nice? Can you see that shimmer? Like, I don't know if the shimmer is picking up.
The pink?
The shimmer and the yarn color. Like, feel this. It feels silky.
Oh yeah. It feels comfy.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And the other thing is this stitch here that's creating this column was a right twist, and I've never done anything like that. And I'm gonna tell you, this has definitely kept this project exciting for me. I really love that stitch. And considering I just have to follow this pattern for about 400 miles, I've enjoyed it. I've absolutely enjoyed it. So the colors that I have, this is Blue Savannah's yarn. This is the Flagstone. And then I've got Flagstone, I think is the dark gray. I mean, you see that shine? I mean, it really is that shiny. Some of that's coming from the light that I have on behind the camera, but I mean, it really is shiny. It has a shimmer to it. And then the next one is Antler Arc, which would be this one. And these are 50% superwash merino, 50% silk. So, and then the final color, which is this pink right here. Is Cameron Rose. And then they all have that shimmer. It's just beautiful. So that would be my first project that I have worked on in the last 2 weeks. I'm not working on it at the moment because we've been traveling so much. Like when I was stationary, or if I don't have to get up and down a bunch, because I'm visiting with family. Because when you're visiting with family and you have a 7-year-old and you're traveling with dogs, it's not always the easiest to just sit down and focus on a project. So I am excited to get back to this one. I have this whole thing being housed in my Della-Q box. Della-Q, which, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but, so this is my Della-Q box. It's like a little toolbox. You can have yarn fed through the sides, but when you open it up, it is like a toolbox, and you have stuff that's magnetic to the top, and you have a little shelf there.
It's a toolbox for knitting.
Yeah,
or for like yarn hobbies.
Yeah, it's perfect. And then this comes out, and I've got my project underneath. I mean, I love this box.
I think
I got it for Christmas.
Yep. And then I got her a matching Notions pouch.
Yeah, a little Notions thing. Oh, I have it right over there. You want me to grab it?
Sure. Yeah, my little brother and I, we kind of worked together on that one, on which one to get. Or no, he got you the like the backpack one.
And this right here is magnetic as well. So, yep. So that would be my first whip. The next one I'm going to talk about is one that I've been working on. And if you recall,
Seven Skein.
It's the one I wasn't thrilled about, the yarn color. And it's by Haley Medley. What was the name of this? It's a cardigan. Shoot. Here's a pic. Oh.
Miles.
Here's a picture of it. but it is called, and she's got videos in here, the Miles shirt jacket.
I mean, you did
Here's
say,
another picture of it.
You did say 400 miles.
And I mean, it's got shaping on the hemline. I love the collar. So I want you to look at this hemline, the button band, the cuff, and the neck, because I'm gonna ask a question with this yarn, with this project. So that is what the next project is that I'm going to share and talk about. Because I've made pretty good progress on it. It is Aran weight yarn that I'm using, and it is that yarn that I didn't love the color, and I'm gonna say I don't mind it quite as much.
Now that you're working with it?
Now that I'm seeing it
Come
together.
to life.
Yeah, come to life. Nicely put.
Mm-hmm.
So, here we go. Here's my progress. Doesn't look like much. This is a sleeve over here. So I've got one sleeve to the cuff, almost to the cuff. I think I have another inch or two to go with this cuff. Okay, and then here's the front right side. Here's the front left side. I'm getting ready to pick up stitches for the left sleeve. So there's the front of the cardigan. And here's the back. Okay, so here's my question. As I'm going, I don't want any leftover of
You
this
make
yarn.
me something.
I don't want any leftover.
You make me something.
Okay, but I don't want any leftover.
Yeah, no, you could use all the rest.
So I have left two full skeins and then this. So I'm going to knit up, my thought on this is to knit up the other sleeve, get both the sleeves done to the cuff.
Really quick,
Yes.
that's not, I was just joking. I sounded greedy. Whenever I said, "Oh, you can make me something," I
don't think you sounded greedy.
they don't know me like how you know me, and so
Maybe.
yeah. I wasn't trying to be greedy. I was just messing with
You'd like something.
I mean,
You
yeah,
said you'd
but
like this cardigan.
I really do.
It might be his size. But yeah, so my plan, because I have 2 and probably 2/3 skeins left.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do the other sleeve to the cuff. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna do the body down to the ribbing. And if I have extra, I think I'm gonna just put it into the length, or maybe do the pockets, and then go get a solid color that appears in here, a solid color, because it's hedgehog fibers. I should be able to find a solid of one of the colors in here, and do a button band, cuff, and collar. So I think that's what my plan is that way I can use all of it into the length of the cardigan. Mm-hmm. And if I use all of it into the length and then go get a solid, I just don't know what color. Like if you look at this cardigan, okay, here's my sleeve. Why has it gotta be tangled? Come on now. So get to the bottom. What color should I get for the cuff?
I think the burgundy.
This burgundy here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like for both cuffs, and then at the bottom, I don't know what it's called, like the big cuff.
The ribbing at
yeah.
the waist.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's gonna have a button band that goes up, mm-hmm. and a big collar of that solid color.
Burgundy.
So maybe burgundy it is. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that's what I want to do in order to keep from having any leftover, because I don't want any leftover. But this is how my cardigan's coming along. And I
really like it.
I don't hate it like I thought I would. I really didn't think I was gonna like it at all, but this isn't horrible.
Oh, and it's soft.
It is soft. I mean, it's nice yarn. It's nice.
I really like it.
It is nice. But yeah, and this is being done on a US 10, I think. I can't see it now. But yes, so that would be the second whip I'm gonna talk about. The third whip has gotten a lot of attention because it's crochet. There's actually two more. One's gotten more attention than the other. This bag I have shown several times.
It's not an old bag, but I've just seen that bag with you for quite a while.
Well, because this is a scrappy project. This is a blanket. Okay, this is a scrappy blanket that I've been working on forever. The last time you guys saw it, I was right here at that stitch marker. Okay, so this is a scrappy blanket. And I'm gonna move this stitch marker now. And this bag was full of minis. And what I have done, because I've started another kind of scrappy project, is I went through this project bag. And any mini or scrap that I had in here that was big enough to go into this other project, I took it out of here. Yeah, that's the one. I took it out of this bag. So this project now only has really small scraps, like not much. These aren't very big pieces. These aren't very big scraps. So that's all that's left in here. And this is my scrappy granny stripe blanket. So yes, that's this one, which I love working on. It is such a brainless project. This fourth and final, I forgot to put my project back, or my pattern back in. Oopsies. This fourth and final one is a hexagon blanket. And what I have been doing, where did I put them? They're right here. So what I've done is I have taken a lot of minis that I have, and I've started my hexagons.
She's crocheting.
Yep.
She's been working on, she's been working on that a lot more.
Yeah, so I've got several of these hexagon, and they're still attached because you attach them as you do the final round. So I've got lots of these hexagons done, and they are going into a blanket, a hexagon blanket. And so what I'm doing is I'm making lots of hexagons, and then I'm asking Alex or Anthony, okay, pick the next one, and they'll go to the table and grab one that's ready to go into the blanket. And then I'm having them look at the blanket and tell me where to put it. So this is my hexagon blanket. It is going really well. I've enjoyed working on it so very much. So what I think I'll do is I will put on the screen how many hexagons I have in here. Let's see, there's 9, 12, I don't know.
Oh, I was almost done.
You were almost done counting?
Yeah.
I'll let you count. Here you go.
No, it's fine.
I'll put on the screen how many hexagons I have. But what I have done is, and Anthony's been helping me this morning. Where'd you put that bag? Oh, could you hand me that bag? Anthony has wound, because I have lots of minis like this, And Anthony has helped me this morning by winding them up. So now this bag is full. And I'm gonna make hexagons out of each one and put them into that blanket. And then when there's not enough to make a hexagon again, I will put them into my granny stripe scrappy blanket. So that's my plan with this. I honestly am at a point with the summer that I would love to just sit home.
Every day is a new chance.
I would love to just sit at home and not go anywhere and just sit here and make hexagons all day, all weekend. If I could do that, I would. But we've been so busy. It's just been so busy. And I've had Alex full time. Her dad took a job out of state. And so Alex has been here with me and it's been wonderful. And but that does mean it's been busy. So, because I was asked to talk about crochet, do you want me to talk about that now? I think you should talk about your whip first.
Whip?
Yep. And then we can talk about crochet at the end. That way, if you're not interested, you don't have to be here for it. But
okay.
Why don't you talk about your whip?
Okay. So my whip is is my scarf that I've been working on, and we went on road trip, and that gave me a lot of free time. So I made a lot of progress on my scarf, and that's what I've gotten so far. And what are we doing next? We doing FOs next?
What yarn is that, bud?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that the mandala ombre?
Oh, that's right. Yes, it's the mandala ombre. What size? It's the US 7, and so. And
how far were you last time?
This right here, the stitch marker is where I was last time. And so I've gotten this much done.
You hear this dog snoring?
Yeah, she is. Yeah. I've been told that while I'm sleeping, I snore and then she snores. It's like one long continuous snore.
Because you guys are alternating.
Yeah. And so what do we do after whips? Do we do FOs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the other whip that I had, I actually finished it.
He is the only one with an FO this week.
Yep. I finished it, and it is, I'm super excited about it because it's going to keep somebody warm this winter. Oh yeah, in the wind. Yep. Keep somebody very warm. And plus I have that bag full of, like, it's not just, you know, a bag and it's got like a little bit of space in it. No, it's full of what?
Should we finish this after her nap?
Yeah.
She's She's not very conducive
No.
to podcasting. YouTubing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we woke her up a little bit, so she. But the bag is full, and so this, I'm gonna see if I can't squinch it in there. We'll fold it up, but then try and get it in there, and then yeah, I'm just so stoked that I get to give, because I already gave the others Mandela yarn or scarf away that I had finished.
Last fall, yeah.
Yeah, last fall, and then but I've made multiple hats. I think I've made another scarf, or not, cowl. But all the cowls that I make for the homeless, I always make them long. And because if it was just a cowl, I would have like just this, like, I don't know, just the solid would be, you know, the length, just to go around your neck. But I like to make them long, extra long, so that they could pull it up over for the wind and protect their ears, protect the rest of their head, but mostly their ears, because they get, you know, I've noticed, like, it get pretty cold, especially, you know, where we're from. Like, there's been multiple times that I could not feel my ears, and
Your mom should have knit you a cowl if she loved you.
that's what I'm saying.
I didn't knit then.
But yeah, so I'm so stoked to you know, and then whenever I'm done with this scarf, I'll put that in there, and then I'll start working on something else. But yeah, I mean, 2 projects was about as much as I could do, maybe 3, but
I am so sorry for the snoring. I am so sorry.
Miracle. Yeah.
Yeah, she's an amazing dog.
Yeah, she is. She's like Eeyore.
It is a lot like living with Eeyore.
She's just such a good girl.
She is. So I did have somebody ask about me talking a little bit more about my crochet journey.
Nice.
And I honestly, I don't remember where I learned to crochet. I know I was about 9 years old, and neither of my grandmothers, I don't remember a family member that did it.
I think you told me that Grandma, she broke her wrist, and she was wearing one of those things where it's kind of...
She was wearing a cast.
Yeah, cast, but it had that thing that has, like, it's an opening for your thumb.
So the cast covered her thumb. The cast was on her thumb because she had broke this bone right here.
Oh.
And so the cast went up her thumb, up her fingers, and up her arm.
Okay.
Okay. But somebody had to have taught me how to make that.
I think I remember you told me that you learned it, like, on your own.
Right.
Like, you looked like you got a book or something.
I
Like,
learned.
you learned it.
I don't know who taught me.
But you remember somebody teaching you?
No.
Oh.
I just remember that was the first thing I made, and I don't even know where I got the crochet hook or where I got the yarn. But I just made a circle. I made a chain, and then I attached it, and I made it the circumference of my mom's cast, and then I knit a tube all the way up until about here, because then I made an opening for the thumb portion. Like I made a cast because I grew up, we had lots of dogs, and my mom's cast was always getting dirty, and so I made something to cover her cast, to keep her cast clean. And I, for the life of me, cannot remember who taught me, who bought me the yarn. It could have been a friend's mom. I cannot remember. But once I learned how to do that, I ran into the same problem I run into now. I couldn't find enough people. I couldn't find enough people to make things for. Like, there weren't enough people for me. Like, I wanted to make things, but I didn't have people. I didn't have things to make. I didn't have people to make things for. And that's the issue I have now. I want to make all the things, but I don't have people to give all the things that I make to. So I have made that crochet thing on my own. I didn't have a pattern. I know I made a lot of blankets as a kid because I didn't know how to do anything else. I know I made a purse. I've made bags. And then I quit. I quit crocheting for a while. I did cross stitch for a long time. Mm-hmm. That was highly addictive. I did that a lot.
Cross stitch.
Yeah.
Like you would, you cross stitched me one for Christmas, a couple Christmases ago.
Mm-hmm. I did.
And it was like a little barn thing. And then it said Matthew something, and it says,
yeah, it was a Bible verse.
Yeah.
So I did end up making a lot of things, but they were, then whenever Anthony had his accident, and he was in, because Anthony had sustained a brain injury, and we had been flown from Alaska to a rehab hospital in Denver.
Oh, you picked up
and
crocheting again.
And so, yeah, because he had gotten what I called the most expensive haircut of any person's life.
The most expensive, but it did not look good at all.
No, they pretty much just shaved the patch of hair where they were going to cut. And it's the shape of a horseshoe, and it goes around like this, and it comes down the front of his ear. So if Anthony has pictures, I'll put them.
Oh, I do.
Okay, well, we'll put them in here. I'm not going to show them right now. But we, when we were at this rehab hospital, and he started to become more aware of how he looked.
We have to put those in
We
there.
will. Those are Miracle.
Yeah, we got puppy pictures of Miracle. And this is what she looked like whenever I got her. She was just so... Can I just show them?
Show away, son.
Oh, there's a reflection. There's little baby Miracle. There she is.
So what's gonna be, so anyway, we'll put some pictures in of Miracle, and we'll put some pictures in of Anthony at that stage, because he was becoming more aware, and he really wasn't super thrilled with his haircut.
I don't remember that.
So I ended up crocheting him some hats, and they were yarn that I was just able to go, because I had to take a bus from the hospital where we were staying to a Walmart that was down the street, and get some yarn from Walmart. And they had, I don't remember the brand, but it had this reflective strip through it. And so I made Anthony some little beanies with the reflective strip through it, and that got me back into crochet. But then it was about a year after his accident that he decided he wanted to learn how to knit. And I had been completely baffled by the knitting. And so he ended up deciding he wanted to learn, which meant I was gonna have to learn because of his, Oh, bless you.
Bless you, babies.
She's laying right up against that tripod leg. I am so sorry. So yeah, we ended up learning how to knit together, and then I was hooked on knitting, and that's all I wanted to do. And then it came time for Christmas one year, and my knitting is not as fast as my crochet. And I've heard that that's pretty common, that crochet is significantly faster for most people, but maybe not for everybody. But I picked up crochet, and I was reminded of how much I loved this project, or this, and there's Alex. I was reminded of how much I enjoy crochet. 2 years ago, I was going to a knitting retreat. Maybe it was last year. I was asked to crochet a sample project, and I'm not good because I taught myself crochet, and I kind of learned what all the different stitches did together, and I figured out what I needed to do to make the hat grow, or I figured out what I needed to do to make different things happen. And a lot of it was trial and error. Making a blanket and having the edges go like this and being like, oh, I need to figure out how to make them go straight up. So it was definitely a trial and error thing for me. And following a crochet pattern it's a challenge. I struggle with crochet patterns. I can follow a crochet video showing me step by step what I need to do, but for me to follow a pattern, I struggle with that. Knitting patterns I feel great with because I learned knitting with patterns. It was not quite as, I don't even know what to call it, because so many people are self-taught and they still can do patterns and such, but I just really struggled with that. I still struggle with crochet patterns. So a lot of my crochet projects are not patterns. That's just me making something. So that's what this hexagon blanket is. That's what my granny stripe blanket is. That's what a lot of the projects are that I've done with crochet. So that's it. I'm gonna put the scripture in. And I would be curious to see if you had to place a vote for knitting or crochet, what would it be? And I will talk about which one. So we'll talk about that next time, and maybe we'll have another question, and we will see you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.